Right now, more changes announced for the DNC, officially moving completely online. How it's affecting the state's economy.
Plus, new information about symptoms of COVID-19, which ones researchers say might increase your chances of a stay in the hospital.
And we have a lot of sunshine coming our way on this Friday, but storms are in the forecast this weekend. I'll have the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's August 7th. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. We are continuing to follow breaking news this morning. All lanes of the interstate back open in just the last few minutes here. We're going to start right away with Josh Breiter in the First Warn Traffic Center. Josh, what do we know?
Hey, guys. Good morning to you. We're going to start with a live look right now at I-39 this morning, which is back open. Traffic moving along just fine. It was shut down for several hours overnight. Police say there was a rollover crash around 3 o'clock this morning at mile marker 129 just outside of Windsor and DeForest. We're told only one car was involved, and it happened in the southbound lanes. Now let's take a look at some new video from the scene of the crash in just the last hour as a wrecker came to take that car away. State Patrol tells us there are 4 victims, and MedFlight took 2 of them to local hospitals. We're still working to learn more on their conditions this morning and, of course, the cause of the crash. Again, I-39 back open north of Madison this morning in both directions. Stick with News 3 Now and channel3000.com for updates throughout the morning.
All right, thanks, Josh. State and county health officials confirmed more than 800 new COVID-19 cases across the state yesterday. That brings the total number of cases to more than 58,000. 10 more deaths were also reported in the past 24 hours. Percentage of positive cases, that dropped to below 5%, which is a slight decrease from Wednesday. A new study could help identify which COVID-19 patients are most at risk of getting seriously ill.
The research out of King's College in London breaks down symptoms into 6 different groups. The first 2 clusters are milder but more common symptoms. Cluster 1 includes patients needing less assistance breathing. The second cluster adds loss of appetite and a fever to its symptoms.
Third cluster, gastrointestinal issues. Main symptoms are diarrhea, coughing, and chest pain. The last 3 clusters are the more severe grouping of symptoms. Cluster 4's primary symptom includes fatigue. It's about a quarter of people ending up in the hospital. Symptoms for Cluster 5 include confusion, increased fatigue, headaches, and a cough.
The 6th and final cluster, this is the most severe form of the virus. Symptoms include trouble breathing, chest pain, fatigue, confusion, and gastrointestinal issues. Almost half of all Cluster 6 patients in this study had to go to the hospital. 20% of them needed a ventilator.
Hair loss could also be a side effect of COVID-19. In a new survey, a quarter of respondents reported hair loss, losing their hair as a long-term symptom. Several posters in a COVID-19 survivors group on Facebook also reported rapid hair loss. One woman posted saying she recovered from the virus in April but is still seeing her hair fall out in clumps. One doctor at the Cleveland Clinic, though, says this may not be a permanent issue here, but rather the body reacting to shock and stress.
New research published this week is finding a potential link between chronic gum disease and COVID-19 complications. 2 California researchers note that gum disease can increase the risk of respiratory illness. They point to a harmful inflammatory protein as a contributing factor here. When bacteria from the gums travels through the body and spreads the protein, it can complicate how a COVID-19 patient responds to treatment. The FDA is loosening the requirement for surgical masks, citing some shortages. The agency is issuing an emergency use authorization for certain disposable single-use surgical masks in healthcare settings. The FDA warns this doesn't replace the need for FDA-cleared surgical masks, which can better protect against smaller airborne particles. Nurses unions, governors, and other groups say they are still struggling to get the equipment they need for their frontline healthcare workers.
CDC says people are still getting sick and even dying from ingesting hand sanitizer. 15 adults in Arizona and New Mexico were hospitalized between May and June for methanol poisoning after consuming alcohol-based hand sanitizers. 4 of them died. 6 developed seizures while in the hospital, and 3 were discharged with new visual impairments. Methanol is toxic and can even poison people through their skin. The FDA has been warning the public about methanol in certain hand sanitizers. More than 100 brands have been recalled. Our country isn't just battling a pandemic, but also a national mental health crisis.
New numbers from the National Center for Health Statistics show about 30% of Americans are feeling some type of anxiety and depression right now. That's up from just 6% last summer. Christina Laurie joins us to outline the signs and how you can get help. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Chris and Leah. We didn't want to let the first week of August pass without mentioning it. This first week is always Mental Health Matters Week in Wisconsin. And this year, 1 in 3 people are not only showing signs of depression and anxiety, they're also unable to cope with those as they normally would. We can't safely vacation or spend a night out with friends right now. And that's why health experts say the number of new mental health cases is spiking. Depression is the most common right now, and it can be hard to differentiate between what is sadness and what is depression. Persistent extreme hopelessness and negative thoughts about self-worth, things like I'm horrible at this, why can't I do this, and I'll never be able to do anything, are all signs of depression and reasons to ask for help. There's certainly no shame in that. Mental health struggles are highest among moms, minority groups, and young adults. So health experts fear that as students get ready to start another unprecedented school year, this nationwide problem could get even worse. That's why both the Madison School District and the UW System schools are offering new free online resources for both parents and students to deal with their mental health. I'll share those coming up in the next 30 minutes. Chris and Leah.
Sounds good. Thank you, Christina.
Just about 6:06 on the nose right now. Aaron White in for Hattie with a look at your forecast. And Aaron, I tell you what, those sunrise shots have been on point all week this week.
Yeah, they've been great. We've seen a lot of sunshine throughout the week, just a few clouds, and it's going to be a pretty nice day coming our way for today as we see all that sunshine, just a few clouds this afternoon, but look at that sunrise. Just gorgeous out there on your Friday, and we're going to see temperatures warming up nicely as we go through the morning hours. Right around 7 a.m., about 60 degrees, but up to 78 for the lunchtime hour, and we will warm up into the lower 80s later on this afternoon. Starting off this morning in the 50s to right around 60 in Monroe and Platteville, Lancaster, 57 in Boscobel, 56 in the Dells. And as we go through today, we're going to continue with that sunshine. The big thing to note about today is the south wind. That's going to usher in the warmer temperatures for the weekend. It's also going to bring back that humidity. Unfortunately, we're talking about heat index values approaching 90 for tomorrow, likely exceeding 90, almost 95 for a heat index on Sunday. High temperatures are going to be generally in the mid to upper 80s. But with that humidity, with that moisture in the air, that's going to help to fuel some storm chances going into tonight, into Saturday morning. Watch what happens as we go through Future Track. There's going to be a complex of thunderstorms that develops in the Dakotas into Minnesota today. That's going to track to the east and southeast, eventually moving into Wisconsin by tomorrow morning. Here we are at about 3 o'clock in the morning. That's going to dive south going through the morning hours. Notice how it kind of falls apart a bit. Reason for that is because we don't have the sunshine to kind of fuel those storms during the overnight hours, so it's going to fall apart towards the morning, but it's still going to bring the potential for at least some heavier rainfall through the morning hours. And then another chance, another complex of storms could develop in the Dakotas and Nebraska that could track into the area Sunday morning, and we may see yet another round of storms by late Sunday into Sunday night. So there's multiple chances of storms, potential for a few severe thunderstorms going into late Sunday and Sunday night. So keep an eye on the forecast if you have any big plans during the weekend. Today, though, we got the sunshine in the forecast with our temperatures warming up through the 70s into the lower 80s later on today. A beautiful afternoon high today, topping out right around 82 with that south wind about 5 to 15. Extended forecast showing that chance of storms Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We do start to dry out by Tuesday, but I think overall there will be a few more chances of storms late next week. Very slight chance, but definitely an August forecast right there. We got the warmer temperatures, we got the humidity, we got the storm chances, just kind of everything right there.
Going to be keeping you busy, keeping an eye on those forecasts.
Yeah, I think that this weekend definitely going to be busy with all those storm chances, multiple rounds of storms. So with that potential for severe weather, definitely I recommend downloading our weather app just to keep updates right on through the weekend.
Love it. All right. Thank you, Aaron. 6:08 now. A Rock County nonprofit is collecting back-to-school supplies for homeless and unaccompanied teens. The organization, called Project 1649, focuses on the time spent away from school, the 16 hours and 49 minutes between the end of one school day and the start of the next. They ensure young people have their basic needs met so they can stay in school, graduate, and become self-sufficient. This year, their annual back-to-school drive looks a little different.
We'll do the traditional backpacks and all the supplies that they need. They may still need those things at home, but we're really focusing too on masks and hand sanitizers and maybe earbuds or earphone or headphones so that, you know, if they are at home, they have a little bit of privacy and can concentrate a little better.
The nonprofit is also helping young people get access to food. If you're interested in donating supplies, there's a list of drop-off locations across Rock County. You can find a link to those on channel3000.com.
Mortgage rates have dropped again, hitting another all-time low. Freddie Mac says the average interest rate now in a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 2.88%. That is the lowest level in nearly 50 years. The 15-year fixed-rate mortgage dropped to 2.44%. Freddie Mac says the low rate should strengthen the real estate market.
Breaking overnight, one person is dead after a fatal crash in the town of Springfield. That call came in just before 9:30 last night. It happened at the intersection of County Highway K and Highway 12. And according to a preliminary report, a motorcycle was stopped at that intersection when it was hit from behind by a Buick sedan. The motorcycle driver was transported to UW Hospital, but was pronounced dead there. The driver of the Buick was also taken to the hospital for injuries, according to the Sheriff's Department. That crash still under investigation. And police would not say if any charges are pending, but do say alcohol appear to be a factor. All right, we do want to bring you back to that breaking news we brought you first here on News 3 Now this morning at the top of the hour. That crash has been cleared near DeForest. All lanes of I-39 back open and traffic moving at posted speed. So if you're heading out right now, there's some good news. A look at the rest of Dane County this morning. No other traffic incidents or crashes to report. Rock County also looking good. That's your first one, traffic.
Thanks, Josh. Coming up, a look at the newly announced changes for the Democratic National Convention and how it's affecting Milwaukee area businesses.
Plus, new executive orders from the White House this morning. The latest on President Trump's efforts to ban TikTok. Thanks so much for starting your Friday with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings.
Expecting you. And I brought you a gift so you can fight properly. Red Bull.
Oh, how nice
Of you.
but also
Rather.
stupid.
Mine.
Mine.
No, mine.
No, mine.
Mine. Red Bull gives you wings.
For 45 years, Affordable Dentures and Implants has created affordable access to dental care.
And we're proud to have helped millions of people improve their smiles.
Our number one priority is always being the health and the well-being of our patients and staff.
So, we're taking extra precautions to welcome you to a safe and clean environment.
Because we want you to go
ahead and smile.
Affordable Dentures and Implants. We can't wait to see you.
You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. At the Magic Wash. At the Magic Wash. Whoa.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
At Pick and Save, we give you more ways to save on the fresh you love, like the Pick and Save app. It combines personalized coupons, fuel points, and weekly sales for the best deals. From meat to fruits and veggies to milk to whatever is in that. We've always given you more ways to save, and now those savings are even better than ever. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Dwellings, Madison's best kept $150 secret. Now open in Fitchburg.
Welcome back at 6:14. An update to breaking news now. Here's a live look at I-39 this morning, which is back open after it was shut down for several hours overnight after a rollover crash near Windsor and DeForest. We're told only one car was involved, and it happened in the southbound lanes. State Patrol tells us there are 4 victims, and MedFlight took 2 of them to local hospitals. We'll continue to follow this developing story and bring you any updates as they become available.
The Democratic National Convention Committee says 3 people working with the convention tested positive for COVID-19 this week. The news comes shortly after announcements the DNC will be mostly online and that Joe Biden will not be in Milwaukee to accept the party's nomination. The decision to go viral is expected to be a big blow to the already struggling service and hospitality industries. Thousands were expected to travel to Milwaukee with hundreds of hotel rooms booked for the convention.
After more than 4 months, the U.S. State Department is lifting its advisory, warning U.S. citizens against traveling abroad. The department issued the advisory back on March 19th, and now it says with health and safety conditions improving in some countries and potentially deteriorating in others, the department is returning to its previous system of country-specific levels of travel advice, which is on a 1 through 4 scale depending on specific conditions.
New York has now officially set up checkpoints to enforce the mayor's quarantine orders. Travelers from 34 states, including Wisconsin, have to quarantine for 14 days after arriving there. Police are now stationed along popular bridges, roads, and train stations to help enforce those orders. Some folks have raised concerns for their civil liberties when it comes to those checkpoints.
President Trump out with new executive orders on tariffs this morning in attempts to improve the country's economy and national security. The first order directs some federal agencies to only purchase certain drugs and medical materials when they're made in the United States. President Trump also announced it will impose a 10% tariff on Canadian aluminum imports. A second executive order will ban the popular social media app TikTok, as well as WeChat, from operating in the U.S. in 45 days if they're not sold by their Chinese-owned parent companies. Microsoft has said that it is pushing forward with talks to acquire the app. President Trump says they currently pose national security concerns.
Twitter says it will now label all accounts of state-affiliated media, senior staff, and key government officials. In a blog post yesterday, the company says it believes people have the right to know if an account is tied to the government. Twitter also says it'll stop boosting those accounts and their tweets through recommendation systems. The company did not say what all accounts would be labeled, but according to Reuters, at least 2 were Russian accounts and 1 was a Chinese account.
6:17 now. Meteorologist Aaron White out on the patio this morning. Aaron, I think we're going to have a hard time getting you inside this morning. It's beautiful to start us off.
Yeah, it certainly is great out here. We got some nice temperatures. We got the sun coming up. It's going to be a great Friday as we see a lot of sunshine across the area. Temperatures are on the cool side. Not too bad, though, into the mid to upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. We are going to see a warming trend going through today right on into the weekend with all that sunshine. Also note here on Future Track that southerly wind that's going to bring in those warmer temperatures. Also going to bring that humidity back into play through today and into the weekend. High temperatures topping out into the upper 70s to lower 80s as we get into the afternoon. Just a few clouds coming in, very similar to what we had yesterday afternoon, but it's going to be a great day. However, we got some changes coming our way by late tonight into Saturday morning. Could see a complex of thunderstorms developing in Minnesota into northern Wisconsin today into tonight. Those are going to track to the south and east, might move into the area by Saturday morning. You can kind of see that here on Future Track. It's going to kind of fall apart, so we still have to watch it for at least the potential for some decent rainfall amounts by Saturday morning, but more chances of storms will arrive going through the weekend and mostly into Sunday and Sunday night. We are watching for the potential of a few stronger to severe thunderstorms late Sunday into Sunday night, but otherwise, we just have some nice temperatures coming our way for much of the weekend into next week. Highs generally in the 80s. Not too bad out there.
Yeah, just keep an eye out for the chance of some thunderstorms over the weekend. Thank you, Aaron.
Certainly.
Well, the deadline is now passed for the NFL players to opt out of the 2020 season. So far, Devin Funchess is the only Packer to take that option. In total, though, 66 NFL players chose to opt out. Almost half are linemen, 20 from the offense, 11 from defense. No quarterbacks, kickers, or punters. 3 teams had no players sit out: the Steelers, Falcons, and Chargers. Well, Las Vegas Raiders coach John Gruden reportedly told his team he was hospitalized with COVID-19 when he hadn't been. The Washington Post reports Gruden wanted them to be mentally prepared in case someone on the team tested positive. Gruden says he hopes the fib will also encourage his players to be more mindful and cautious. 3 Raiders players have opted out of the season.
The bubble continues to work for the NBA. Results from last week's round of testing all came back negative. No player has tested positive since entering the bubble last month, though 2 did test positive upon their arrival in Orlando. Clippers coach Doc Rivers is praising the effectiveness of the NBA's protocols, including daily testing and health surveys. Rivers tells ESPN the NBA is doing everything we need to be doing. All right, the 1987 hit Dirty Dancing is officially getting a sequel. Last month, Lionsgate Studio had shared that Jennifer Grey would star and executive produce an untitled dance movie. Then, during a conference call yesterday, the CEO confirmed it was indeed a Dirty Dancing sequel. Grey co-starred in the original film. She played Baby opposite Patrick Swayze's Johnny. The studio CEO says the new film will be, quote, exactly the kind of romantic, nostalgic film that the franchise's fans have been waiting for.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to let those classics be.
Chris Stanford is not so sure about this. I will say without Patrick Swayze, it's going to be tough.
He made that movie, and his chemistry with Jennifer Grey is what did it and what made it such an iconic film for that generation. So, listen, I hope it's great. But sometimes you just got to let those be, man.
Chris's facial expression. Just saying it all right now. A lot of...
Oh, geez. A lot of cringing over there. All right, 6:20 is your time and still ahead for us on a Friday morning, guys. If you're tired of your current work from home situation, you are going to want to hear this offer from Las Vegas to go work there coming up.
And coming up in the next half hour, we'll tell you what some out-of-state folks are doing when it comes to the restart of schools. That's ahead when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
News 3 Now closed captioning is sponsored by Wells Asphalt Paving.
The Golf Range and Suites of By-10's Golfland provides safe fun. Golf Range buckets and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Full grill and bar service is provided safely to your golf suite by wait staff. Try fun, easy-to-play top tracer games like Go Fish, only at By-10's Golfland.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues building and bringing stability to families through homeownership. As area families experience hardships, Habitat provides a pathway to financial security and independence. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
If someone came to you and asked, what are you invested in? Would your answer be about mutual funds and money markets? Or would it be mutual relationships and farmers markets? Maybe both. At Thrivent, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. And with the right guidance, it can afford you a life rich in meaning and gratitude. By gaining financial clarity today, you can thrive with purpose tomorrow. To learn more, text THRIVE to 484848 or visit Thrivent.com.
A1 Furniture and Mattress on Stoughton Road is now open, featuring affordable in-stock name brands for every room, with a huge selection that's hard to beat. That's why we're A1, locally owned and operated since 1980.
Hey, you guys gonna get started? We're just waiting for the activation fee. But I already paid for the day. Yeah, and then it's $100 to activate us. Activate you? Mm-hmm. What are you, a cyborg?
It's crazy to charge people for things they already bought.
I'm gonna get my wallet.
That's why at US Cellular, we speak fair and never charge activation fees. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
Medical bills. Missed time at work. Life-changing injuries. Household expenses. When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. But we've dedicated our personal injury law firm to help take this crippling burden off your back. Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Dear Summer, how do I make the most of you? Do I kick back and relax? Or climb new mountains? I could go and get dirty. Or switch into new lanes. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2020 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota.
By 10's Golfland offers 3 award-winning 18-hole miniature golf courses, 2 outside and 1 inside, all open day and night. Have peace of mind. Miniature golf clubs and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Enjoy safe fun for everyone at By 10's Golfland.
Welcome back, 6:24 on a Friday morning. We've been asking you to share your morning with us, and Kevin sent in this picture calling it Autumn's Raindrop in Argyle.
Too soon. Too soon for that.
I mean, I'm all for fall.
It's a nice photo, though.
But it is only August. What even is the day today?
We'll get there.
The 7th?
We'll get there, Kevin.
Is it the 7th or the...
Should we get Chris going on that pumpkin spice latte debate again this morning?
No.
It's still summer. Have we heard from Kevin on when this picture was taken? Like,
we have not. I've been checking.
Seen anything.
There aren't leaves that are this far turned yet.
Hey,
Kevin.
I have seen some evidence. I know, like, Aaron, you said there's already some leaves outside that have fallen.
Yeah, but I will say those may have been there for a while.
Okay.
I don't know.
But I know, like, I've seen, like, up north especially, where it especially gets cold, like, down into the 40s. I mean, this is the time of the year where we start to see those changes, so.
Yeah, especially north of here. I mean, it's a little, I feel like it's a little early for that, that far. But, you know, who knows?
Hey, it was a great picture, Kevin. We appreciate it. If you want to share your morning with us, just send it over to us. Hashtag MyNews3Morning.
Okay, so if you are starting to get tired of working from home, maybe test your luck and go work from Vegas.
Yeah, check this out. MGM Resorts is now offering business professionals a travel package that they're calling Viva Las Office.
Woo!
Deals include discounted jet service and cheap rooms. The package also includes an executive assistant, a personal concierge. The package is being billed as the ultimate home away from home office experience. The deal right now is limited to Bellagio and area hotels. For more information, go to mgmresorts.com.
Not a bad idea.
Vegas, baby.
Sounds kind of nice.
Can I do the news from Vegas?
I don't know how much work you'd be doing from Vegas.
I was just going to say.
Take the show on the road.
You could just stay up all night, right?
Live from the
There you
pool.
There you go.
Stay with us. We'll be right back, folks.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You ever seen damage just disappear? Well, you're in luck. Act now. Maaco is offering their best price guarantee. Uh-oh, better get Maaco.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
I've smoked, I've drank coffee, I drink red wine. It makes my teeth darker. And using Power Swabs, it's made a difference. People ask me, what do you do to whiten your teeth? And I'm really proud to tell them that I use Power Swabs.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it around my teeth, and that was it.
The Secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like you got to leave it on for 30 minutes and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on and it was good to go.
When I used these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth. With power swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the power swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth today by ordering power swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Yes, 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free Quick Stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
You ever seen damage just disappear? Well, you're in luck. Act now. Mako is offering their best price guarantee. Uh-oh, better get Mako.
Crossing the border, some out-of-state families are enrolling their children in Wisconsin schools. This could impact your kids' class sizes this fall.
And we have a lot of sunshine coming our way on this Friday, but storms will return as we go into the weekend. I'll track those coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. We want to start with some breaking news this morning.
Yeah, we've been tracking a rollover crash on the interstate, and Josh Breiter is here now with an update. Looks like things are back open, Josh.
Yeah, guys, some good news if you're heading up north to the cabin this morning using I-39 within the last 30 minutes. Traffic is now flowing in both directions of the interstate. This is at mile marker 129 just outside of Windsor and DeForest. It was a much different scene just a half hour ago. Take a look at this. This is what it looked like earlier after a single car rolled over in the southbound lanes there. Emergency crews ended up closing all lanes as they responded. Med Flight was called to the scene and took at least 2 of those 4 victims to the hospital here in Madison. State Patrol tells us 4 ambulances also responded. We're not being told what the victims' conditions are at this point this morning. We are working to learn more, and as soon as we do get more information about what led up to the crash and, of course, those victims' conditions, we'll bring those updates on News 3 Now and the Channel 3000 mobile app.
Thanks, Josh. Schools are finalizing their plans for the upcoming fall semester, some opening in person, others staying virtual.
Social distancing will be important for students going back to class, but their class sizes could be changing because of out-of-state families bringing their kids across the Wisconsin border. Reek School in Lake Geneva is seeing a number of out-of-state families enrolling for in-person classes. To do that, the parents do need to be property owners, but some people do have a lake home or a second home in Wisconsin, so they're allowed. A school spokesperson says 5 families have already enrolled, 3 from Illinois, 2 from New York. Teachers, though, aren't happy. Schools are already facing a shortage of educators. Plus, with non-Wisconsin students added to the mix, it could mean bigger class sizes and a bigger risk of transmission.
Students are sharing what back to school looks like for them on social media, but now some are getting in trouble for it. You'll remember this picture we showed you earlier this week that went viral. The 15-year-old who posted it has been suspended. Hannah Waters says she took the picture out of concern and nervousness after seeing how many of her peers weren't wearing masks. The district superintendent says the photo isn't a good look for the district, but he says wearing a mask is a personal choice and isn't practical to enforce.
A 7-year-old boy in Georgia has died of COVID-19. He's assumed to be the 8th child to die from the virus in the U.S. The boy was from Chatham County on Georgia's coast. He had no underlying health conditions. Chatham County schools have started virtually, but earlier this week, a 2nd grader had tested positive for COVID-19 in Cherokee County, Georgia, where at least 60 students caught the virus in the first week back to school. Now, the science on COVID-19 is constantly evolving, which makes it harder for researchers to know exactly how it impacts kids. Experts generally believe children under 10 years old are less susceptible to the virus than teens or adults. There is evidence, though, they can still catch it, and as we just reported, they can die from it. Kids account for around 339,000 cases in the U.S. That's just under 9% of all cases here.
Well, Wisconsin is one of the first states that reopened after the Wisconsin Supreme Court struck down the governor's safer-at-home extension. And now we're learning most people think that states like ours reopened too soon. The Pew Research Center finds most U.S. adults say that they worry that states reopen too quickly. On the other hand, fewer than half as many say their biggest concern is that states have been too slow to lift restrictions. Roughly 6 in 10 respondents say the country's response to the pandemic has been less effective compared to other wealthy nations. The numbers back that up. Take a look at this graphic here from the New York Times. It shows the positive cases of COVID-19 over the past month categorized by country. With 1.9 million people testing positive over the past month, the U.S. has 5 times as many as all of Europe, Canada, Japan, South Korea, and Australia combined. The U.S. makes up about 4% of the world's population, but accounts for 22% of coronavirus deaths worldwide. In the weeks after U.S. states started reopening, the virus started surging again. The New York Times analysis finds that states that opened the earliest tended to have worse outbreaks.
Some promising news this morning. A new study out of the University of Minnesota suggests safety measures are working when people follow them. Researchers screened 500 healthcare workers in the Twin Cities over 8 weeks. Not a single one tested positive. Now, this doesn't represent all healthcare workers. More than 6,000 have tested positive across Minnesota since the pandemic started. But healthcare workers are at higher risk for exposure. Researchers say if they can test negative, people who aren't on the front lines can as well.
Developing right now at 6:34, we're less than an hour away from the release of the July jobs report this morning. And as we dig through analyst predictions right now, we're expecting to see evidence of a hiring slowdown. Economists predict employers added 1.6 million jobs last month. Normally, that would be a big gain, but it would mean the economy has only regained about 40% of the jobs lost when the pandemic hit back in March. It would also fall short of June's 4.8 million increase and May's 2.7 million. July's unemployment rate is expected to drop to 10.5% compared to June's 11.1%. This is still higher than the highest rate during the recession in 2008 and 2009.
That report could push lawmakers to come together on the next COVID stimulus package. Congressional Democrats and Republicans, though, are still not close to a compromise. For 30 million Americans, this week is the first without federal unemployment payments. About 55 million people have filed for unemployment now since March. The White House says they'll take executive action if a deal isn't reached by the end of today.
6:35 now. Turning to your first warn forecast with meteorologist Aaron White this morning. Going to want those sunglasses the way it looks as you head out once again today.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be a beautiful day. A lot of sunshine, just a few clouds coming in for the afternoon. But starting off your Friday, just a beautiful sunrise here over Madison. And temperatures are actually starting off pretty nicely as well into the upper 50s and lower 60s. We will start to warm up as we go through the day, though. Right around 78 degrees for your lunchtime temperature. Today's high topping out around 82. A few clouds coming in for the afternoon. Overall this morning, we're generally into the 50s to right around 60 degrees, so it's a nice start to the day. And if you have any plans to go out to the lake, as we look at the lake area forecast, most of the beaches across the lake area are open. Some of the beaches are closed, but temperatures are going to be into the 80s generally as we go into the weekend, but there will be multiple chances of storms for tonight into Saturday. Another better chance of storms will arrive going into late Sunday and Sunday night. So here's how things play out on Future Track. Today, sunshine. We will see that southerly wind that's going to bring those warmer temperatures, but also bring that humidity, which will help to fuel those storm chances late tonight into Saturday morning. So we may see a complex of thunderstorms developing across Minnesota, tracking into Wisconsin late tonight. Here we are about 3 o'clock. You can see that line of thunderstorms. That's going to push to the south, but start to fall apart. So there is potential that this could really fall apart and not bring too much rainfall or too much thunderstorm activity to southern Wisconsin, but still got to keep an eye on this going into tonight, but the better chance will arrive going into Sunday and Sunday night. Today, though, we got the sunshine, temperatures warming up through the 70s into the lower 80s later on this afternoon, and a look at our extended forecast showing some pretty warm temperatures right on through the week and highs generally into the mid to upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday. Multiple chances of storms, though, for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Maybe a dry day on Tuesday, but there is still another chance going into the week as well, because we are going to see warm temperatures, humidity, but basically that's just that's an August forecast right there for you.
8 out of the next 10 days have a chance for thunderstorms, huh?
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be more of an active week. We had, our dry conditions. We do need a little bit of rainfall, so that's good news. Hopefully we don't have to deal with much in the way of severe weather, though.
It's about time. Yeah, we had a nice week this past week. All right, Aaron, thank you. 6:38 your time now. A new projection from researchers at the University of Washington estimates there will be 300,000 deaths in the U.S. from COVID-19 by the start of December. It's nearly twice as many deaths as we have right now. If the mandates get stricter before then, we could save around 60,000 of those lives, according to this study. If the mandates are loosened, they say we could add 90,000 more. This model is one of the most cited by the Trump administration. If this projection holds true, the coronavirus would be the third leading cause of death for the U.S. in 2020.
Uw-Madison staff and faculty are making some demands of the university ahead of the school year. A newly formed group of UW worker unions is demanding online learning and improved policies ahead of the fall semester. The Cap Times reports the unions want the university to move all courses online until Dane County has 0 new cases of COVID-19 over 14 consecutive days. They also want the university to extend unemployment for all workers during the pandemic and extend a $15 hourly wage to student employees. Classes are set to start September 2nd, with 37% being in person, 8% hybrid, and 55% online.
6:39 now. The first week of August is called Mental Health Matters Week in Wisconsin.
That's right. And this year, 1 in 3 people are not only showing signs of depression and anxiety, they're also unable to cope as they normally would. Christina Laurie is looking into this morning. She's back with us to share some free resources and that local schools are offering ahead of another unprecedented year. Christina?
Hi, Chris and Leah. Schools aren't just great places to study, but to socialize as well. So while classes can continue online for many students, virtual interactions just aren't the same. That's why right now depression rates are spiking among young adults, mothers, and members of minority groups. Health experts warn they could get even worse this fall. Many districts like MMSD are preemptively creating resources to help both students and parents manage their mental health. For parents, the district is offering guides on how to talk to kids about COVID and resources from the CDC of ways to digitally connect with other families who are in similar circumstances. For students, the district has a list of phone numbers to call or text for support, ranging from helplines to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Even though UW system students will be returning to campus for in-person classes, this week administrators announced a new online behavioral health tool to help students during the fall semester. The online program, called Silver Cloud, is similar to the Calm or Headspace apps by offering self-guided programs, meditations, and other tools to manage day-to-day stressors. It's private and free for all students, and it's also a big sign that mental health is a big priority for UW. The program costs about $70,000, but administrators at the school say it's worth every penny because health of their students comes first. You can find links to all of the resources that I talked about up on our website right now, channel3000.com.
All right, thanks for doing that. Christina, thank you very much.
6:41 right now. Let's take a look at your first warn traffic this morning. Again, traffic moving along just fine near DeForest after the interstate was closed in both directions this morning. We'll get a live look from there in just a little bit. We do have a couple of stalled vehicles, the northbound lanes of I-39 just after the belt line this morning, so keep that in mind. Down to Rock County as well. Looks like that one was just cleared. There was a stalled vehicle near Edgerton exit this morning, and that has been cleared just within the last couple of minutes here. Let's take a live look outside at I-39 near DeForest and Windsor this morning. You can see traffic moving along just fine after that rollover crash sent 4 people to the hospital. We're going to have another update for you coming up here in the morning sprint in just a few minutes.
And this next story, it's not your average maternity shoot. We're going to tell you the story behind these images going viral this morning. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns. Stay with us.
These deals are amazing.
I know. How do we get them?
Okay, we have to be very subtle about asking, like this.
Like this?
No, like this.
Actually, you don't have to do any of that. We have great deals for everyone.
Even without the...
You would have gotten it anyway.
Cool.
If you've forgotten what a fair deal sounds like, let us remind you. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
Dreaming of custom furniture, but you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months? Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Pull into your driveway in style.
Relax by the pool in luxury and give your front porch the facelift it needs with TSR Concrete Coatings, Wisconsin's premier concrete coatings contractor. Get beautiful concrete coatings installed in as little as 1 day, customizable and easy to clean. See the before and now the after. Our coatings are 4 times stronger than regular epoxy. They won't chip, crack, or peel. They're impact resistant and UV stable. Now check out these savings. Save 15% on your concrete coating project. Ask about 12 months, same as cash. TSR Nation is growing by the day with satisfied customers throughout Wisconsin, and we want you to be a part of it. As a special bonus, call during this program and receive a free TSR swag pack with your concrete coating project. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
Dealing with the challenges of learning at home.
The biggest threat is engagement.
Advice for parents and kids facing virtual learning this school year.
We have to work as a team or the whole place falls apart.
From an experienced homeschooling household. Monday on News 3 Now this morning.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized news feed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
All right, we're back. Time now is 6:45. Maternity photo shoots, gender reveals, they're obviously a huge trend right now, but some folks are taking it to another level and doing maternity photo shoots for animals, for their pets. Take a look at this right here. Isn't this cute? This is Jazz. She's a dog currently at a county animal care and control shelter in Michigan. The shelter gave her a pretty special maternity photo shoot. She'll have her puppies at some point this month.
All right, we need to get Jazz a T-bone stat. We need to take off that wreath around her neck, give her a nap, and I think she'd be a little bit happier with that.
Jazz looks like she's happy, but with half of those photos, and the other one, she looks like Grumpy Cat.
Look at those eyes.
Like, what are you doing to me?
Poor girl.
Throw me a
started off
bone.
okay the first 15 minutes and like, all right, we're done with this now.
She's very cute. Cute idea.
Boy, I'm seeing so many of these maternity photo shoots, the gender reveals especially, like those are really big. Like I have to think that there's some like pressure out there. It's like I got to do something special to reveal the gender of my baby, and it's got to be better than so-and-so's.
I'm going to take it to the next level.
Take it up again.
And do
take
my
game
dog.
up a notch.
I think quarantine this year is we have too much time on our hands, right? I think we are coming up with these ideas that we would never do before.
Right.
But hey, whatever makes you happy, right? At the end of the day, you want to be happy.
There you
All right,
go.
6:45 now on a Friday morning. We finally made it to the weekend. And look at that sunrise. That's how you want to kick off the weekend right there.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous start to the day. We got a lot of sunshine in the forecast for today. As we see our temperatures warming up right on through the 70s into the lower 80s later on this afternoon. But there will be the chance for a few storms if you're heading out to the lakes. 84 degrees on your Saturday, but just keep an eye on the weather for those chances of storms.
All right. Thanks, Aaron. 6:46. Time to take a look at who's turning 3 today. Thanks to Aubrey, and happy birthday to all the kiddos out there. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It just gives you such a boost of confidence.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home. I had the timer on, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or
it absolutely could be a daily thing, but the way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
This summer, get back to where you belong, along 60 miles of beautiful wide open beaches, where family vacations have never been so much fun. With every sunrise and each high tide, the beach is calling you to raise your spirits, make you smile, and bring your family closer together. So stop dreaming and start booking, because we can't wait for you to get here. Visit Myrtle Beach and discover why happiness comes in waves.
Download the Channel 3000 app today.
6:50, time for the morning sprint.
We start with breaking news overnight. There is an active green alert this morning for this veteran. Family members last saw Jeffrey Irvin Jr. when he left his home on Madison's west side yesterday morning. He left to go to work and hasn't been seen since. Irvin is 5'9" and weighs 175 pounds. The 34-year-old left in a black Acura TL with a Wisconsin license plate number 106337LE. The car has a blue line painted across the front. You're asked to call the Madison Police Department. That number 608-243-0500. There's also an active alert out this morning for an endangered and missing person. The Sauk County Sheriff's Department says Fred Schmidtke has been missing since Wednesday. He's in a red 2003 GMC Sierra with a disabled Wisconsin plate 68174D. He's a 5'10" white man who weighs 330 pounds. A picture wasn't available, but we're told he has gray hair and blue eyes. Call the Sauk County Sheriff's Office at 608-355-4495 if you have any information.
We are seeing a decreasing trend in the percentage of positive cases of COVID-19 in Wisconsin. 4.7% of all tests came back positive yesterday. It's about 1 percentage point less than Wednesday's. Health experts have said countries and states should aim for that 5% marker for at least 14 days as a good sign of getting the virus under control. Wisconsin has now had more than 58,000 confirmed cases. 16% are still active.
South Dakota City will welcome up to an estimated 250,000 people today for its annual motorcycle rally. The rally in Sturgis runs for 10 days and is still happening despite coronavirus concerns. Masks will not be required. The city is using a new app to give rally-goers an easier way to find their rides, concerts, and restaurants.
An anti-mask rally could impact your weekend plans in Madison. The Wisconsin Freedom Rally is expected to happen at the state capitol tomorrow at 1 p.m. More than 1,400 people said they were interested in the event on Facebook. Organizers say the event will happen, rain or shine, at the King Street corner of the Capitol.
A State Street store will close its doors this weekend after nearly 5 years. Bob Foss will fully liquidate starting Sunday. In a Facebook post, the owner says it was an extremely difficult decision that couldn't be delayed. The store specializes in gourmet oils, vinegars, and spirits. Their second location on University Avenue will stay open.
14 more student athletes at UW-Madison have tested positive over a 4.5-week period. This comes as the volleyball team is set to start practice today. The football team set to open fall camp on Monday. The State Journal reports 21 of the 259 tested between June and Wednesday tested positive. That's an 8.1% positivity rate, nearly double what it was in July. Those who tested positive are self-isolating. The athletes haven't been identified, and UW won't say which sports they represent.
Brewers came from behind to snag another win last night. Kristen Yelich up here in the 5th, down 2-1. He's going to plop one down here right inside of the line. White Sox outfielder misses it. Yelich turns on the heat, and then around second, third, and look at that, inside the park home run. Brewers ended up winning this one over the White Sox 8-3.
A lack of transparency in the decision to demote former Milwaukee Police Chief Alfonso Morales, raising some more questions this morning. The Fire and Police Commission in that city decided to make Morales a captain, removing his chief title. They made that decision in a closed-door meeting. Then afterwards, our affiliate reports, members refused to answer questions and wouldn't explain their decision. Morales has been criticized for how he handled recent protests in Milwaukee and his department's use of tear gas against demonstrators.
Developing right now, take a look at this brand new video just in this half hour this morning of protesters out for the 70th night in Portland. Police condemned the demonstration before it even began, anticipating another night that looked like Wednesday night. Sure enough, for the second night in a row, police met protesters with tear gas outside the department's East Precinct. We do know at least one person is in jail this morning.
Democratic leaders are asking the Postmaster General to reverse recent changes made to the Postal Service. Louis DeJoy met with congressional leaders Wednesday. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says that meeting was heated. In a letter, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Schumer say that the changes limit the post office's ability to function and threaten the timely delivery of mail in medicines, paychecks, and absentee ballots. DeJoy is a Trump appointee.
Tomorrow is your last chance to vote early in person. It's available at the clerk's office for drive-up and walk-up voting. You'll be given an envelope to fill out after someone checks your voter ID. Early voting is for the upcoming partisan primary. That's scheduled for Tuesday.
A massive onion recall still active this morning. It's impacting some prepackaged foods you might have in your fridge. Prepared meals from Walmart and Kroger have those recalled onions, which have caused a salmonella outbreak. Nearly 400 people have gotten sick, including at least 5 in Wisconsin. All red, yellow, white, and sweet yellow onions from Thompson International are currently recalled.
All lanes of the interstate are back open this morning 3 hours after a rollover crash closed them. It happened in the southbound lane at mile marker 129 outside of Windsor. Only one car was involved, and it happened in the southbound lanes. State Patrol tells us there are 4 victims, and MedFlight took 2 of them to local hospitals. 4 ambulances also responded. A look at your first warn traffic right now, as that scene is now clear. We do have 2 stalled vehicles on I-39 northbound closer to Madison just after the belt line this morning. Looks like no delays. We'll keep an eye on this throughout CBS this morning. That's your first warn traffic.
And we have a lot of sunshine coming our way for today. A beautiful look over Madison right now. Temperatures will be warming up into the upper 70s right around lunchtime. A high today right around 82 degrees. And as we go through future tracks, sunshine for today. A few clouds coming in for the afternoon. Otherwise, generally, highs will be in the upper 70s and lower 80s. However, we are tracking the chance for storms over the weekend. Chance tonight and into Saturday morning. Better chance will arrive by late day Sunday into Sunday night. And highs will generally be in the 80s as we look at the extended forecast for next week.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. And thanks for joining us this week, folks. We hope you have a great Friday, great weekend ahead of you. We'll see you back here Monday.